Okay, so why did you pick emails as a topic?
I don't know if I have a response for that one, honey.
That's what we're doing, though. That's what this was.
You have now joined the A Couple Podcast Show. Let me introduce our hosts, Laura and Xavier.
Hello, everyone. This is Laura here.
And this is Xavier.
And today we were going to talk about two different kinds of marketing.
Well, marketing? I mean, yeah. Okay.
So you have email marketing versus text message marketing, of how to reach your
demographic, your crowd,
customers, your target,
your audience. You know,
yeah. Whatever it is you're doing.
This is definitely one for people who are like looking to grow and what you're trying to do. I don't care if you're putting extra wings on pigeons and you're trying to get claim to fame off that, or that's a random thing. It's a spit off the head, but or whatever you're trying to do, Twitch, YouTuber, or maybe you're trying to sell a product, make something, but you want to get it out there. You want people to buy into it. You want something from other people. This one may be very important to you. Yep. So just to kind of put a little like how we kind of started this conversation, we were thinking about what's the next thing that's very interesting and that's something that's tech related that maybe not everybody really discusses. And
I've been dealing with this. I do social media marketing and handle some other accounts for an author, Evangeline Anderson. I've mentioned her a few times, but anyhow, so I work for her, and one of the things I do is I create the newsletters for her and send them out. And and with the open rate of those newsletters is around 20%, which is very low, but it's actually normal.
Yeah.
And it's actually, from what I've heard, is pretty decent. So it's like, that's crazy. These people chose to sign up for her newsletter and only 28% of them are opening it. It's like, that seems pretty crazy to me.
And now, like for me on the other side, now I'm probably very horrible when it comes to marketing in general. That's not my field. I'm really not that great in kind of following up with attention and sort of claim to fame. So if you're seeing stuff come from an IP couple, you better believe it's from Laura. So I can tell you that from my end and my perspective is usually you have an email nowadays. Now we're living in
emails.
We're living in the age of 2019. Back then when we started having emails way back in the 2000, 2002.
Yeah, you get maybe one a week.
yeah. And most of the time it's from other actual people.
That
Yeah. So that's where majority of emails now today is just,
inundated with,
spam or this or please buy now, which is everybody kind of doing the same thing. But since it's not around people anymore, it just feels like it's just a very commercialized, area. So of course, not everybody's going to be as responsive as they used to be because email the game has definitely changed.
Yeah, I was reading an article that said the average person gets about 100 emails a day.
I'm definitely on that list.
Yeah, well, me too. If I go an entire day without checking it because I'm doing something else, I have over 100 unread emails, and it's like crazy. Every hour just a day.
And these big guys who own these email, and
that's not including my spam ones that just gets sent directly to spam.
Yeah, and like your big email, I guess people out there. I don't want to put them out there. Companies. You got your Yahoo, your Outlook, your Gmail, and countless others out there. So what you do, and I'm pretty sure everybody's been doing this. You have the people that you want to receive, so you kind of flag those so you can have some kind of notification. You have your actual spam, then you have to have a spam filter, and then you have to go when you sign up for something, which I'll get to probably later on. You just trying to filter out what's not garbage so you can still get those, i.e. like your Netflix, hey, you need to make your monthly payment or whatever else you got going on.
Obviously very important.
Exactly. So this becomes this oh my goodness, this is your work outside of work area.
Trying to organize those emails sometimes is crazy. And then Gmail, I like Gmail and all, but they make it really confusing for most people because they have 3 tabs. And, they have the primary, the social, and the updates. And if you do, or no, promotions and updates. Yeah, promotions and updates. Anyhow, so if you do not click on all three, you're probably missing out on some stuff because, the things, and it's so weird. Like I have things that come from like the same company and they'll go to different tabs just depending on whatever. I don't know.
Exactly.
It's like sometimes they go in the primary and sometimes they go in the updates and it's like, well, wait. No. and
I think I'm pretty savvy when it comes to, I guess, Google's material and stuff in general. But in a way, here's my thing with like general technology. And I complain about this with computers or software when I'm working with other clients, is that, when you come to like, let's say you're a technician and you don't get something and it's a legit, problem, not something like, oh, I unplugged my monitor and I don't know how to plug it back in. Did I turn off my computer? Like, no, it's like, I don't know how to get upload this photo that's, for the software and it's required. That's something that, that does sound difficult, and it can be difficult for anybody else outside that field. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have an idea of what's going on, but we didn't design that program. We don't know exactly what kind of protocols, and usually you don't have all the, for a lot of beginner sites or people who just try to put something together, they may not have the professional, let's say, ability to understand that how people will use their software. So yeah, there's going to be plenty of struggle there, and email is definitely a part of that. So on the email market train, you got 20%, of your followers, the people that chose to follow you. Yeah, they're open.
Well, there are people who will sign up because a lot of authors will offer a free book or more if you sign up for their newsletter, and so there are a lot that just go for that free book to see if they, even want to follow this author. And then, maybe aren't interested after that, but just don't unsubscribe. So you have that percentage that you have to calculate into there, and then you have the ones who it goes automatically to spam and they just never see it. So you calculate that percentage into there, but really all in all, I feel like there's probably more than 20% that actually want to see these emails.
Can I throw a little theory? Mm-hmm. Okay, so 20% of people, that's a pretty low number. But if you think about the common, the level of technical knowledge on your average person, it
certainly depends on your demographics.
Yes,
like if you have a younger crowd, audience, then
you may have a higher percentage of engagement if that's what they're really looking for. Yeah. But with your less than savvy crowd, I think that's where you're seeing like a 20%. So 20% of people probably have an idea of how to function with their email, and probably has something to do with how they, their work-life management. And that probably is reflective in how they engage on their off work, material. So I think in a way, maybe email isn't the best way to get that 80%. And, how do you really get them engaged and then not to sign up again? Because I can say for myself, now using Gmail, it becomes just an email, but it is an excellent tool if you know how to use it. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times it just becomes this one ticket item in order to get the other things you need. You need to put your email in this, you need to put your email in that in order to get this. And a lot of stuff is just free items, free stuff out there. You want to go to honey.com, not sponsored. You need your email. You want to use, Facebook. You still need an email. Countless other things are like that. And your email just becomes this necessary license.
Like a key to get to unlock the door or something.
Exactly. And never is it, does it really, dawn onto people too much when they have their email, is that this one application that you use all the time is the one thing that you're least engaged with. You don't go to your email to entertain yourself. And it becomes this really boring thing to have.
Yep.
On the flip side, your messages, your text messages, your iMessenger, your I was going to say Hangouts, but that's
going away.
Yeah. your Facebook messages, a lot of your social media stuff, that is entertaining, and it accomplishes a very similar goal. You go there, someone is sending it to you, and it's very people centric.
Yeah.
And not that I would say that maybe some of the marketing needs to go that direction, but I would be curious of the numbers of people who have actually made the switch.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, there are a lot of businesses that are now doing more of the text messaging market. And, and it makes sense why, because I think I was reading like 90% of, it was like 90% of millennials open up their text messages and like 80% of general age actually open up their text messages.
Generation X, or are we talking
about all over?
Yeah.
I'm just saying millennials have a higher open rate of their text messages, but overall there's like an 80% open rate when it comes to text messages. But the thing is, if our text messages follow the way of emails, eventually even those we're going to have a problem with. If we can't find a way to separate the business, text messages that we follow, separate that from our family and friends, I mean, that's going to become a problem.
But text messaging does have one thing that I don't think that emails have. And that is the simple way when you organize your text messages. You have, like, let's say, we're just going to throw a random name out there. You have Sarah. Then you have, let's say, the Happy Valentine's Company. That one time you signed up for because you got a 10% discount on something. Now, the difference, if it was sent to you via text messages, it shows when you get a text message from Sarah, and it's just right there, and you can see everything from Sarah. Now, your Valentine's Company, it shows everything they sent underneath Valentine's Company. And the way the text messages work is it's by what's sending it to you. Now, if you start getting bogged down and you have 90 different companies on there, then you quickly know you need to unsubscribe to this.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's easy with text messages because the majority of them, all you have to do is text stop. STOP.
Yes. But
it doesn't work for family and friends. I'm sorry.
You can try. Mom, stop. I don't need any more of this.
Sure, that'll go over well.
But I was just showing. But what emails don't do. Let's say if you get an email from Sarah, you get an email from the Valentine's Company. It gets meshed up together. The next one, maybe Sarah goes
sometimes
to the top.
Too, like if I have an email that's in there and I'm like, okay, I'd like to unsubscribe from this, but I don't remember signing up for it. Then I start worrying like, okay, is this a spam email that got, put into my inbox? And if I click on this unsubscribe link, will it like give me a virus or something like that? I mean, it's like, there's all these thoughts that go through my head where with text messages, all I have to do is text them stop and hopefully they'll stop. And
screwing up your email and having that situation is a much bigger nightmare than
links
your phone.
Like I hardly click on links unless I know who it's from.
Yeah,
and I only click on links if I know who it's from.
You can still get that from like onto your phone and bug out your phone and stuff like that.
Well, yeah,
but in the same way, it doesn't seem as bad. I mean, can you get something? Yes, but your chances are much lower. That one you have someone that's...
If you have like your things set up, I feel like it would be easier to go get a new phone and get, all that transferred over than say like you got a virus on your computer. And most people don't have their computers backed up onto a separate cloud or,
Exactly.
Like
a lot of your photos, your contacts. Well, losing all your contacts was a big issue for a lot of people that remember or have ever lost all their contacts or just wanted to get a clean start. It was very, it's still relatively simple, but your computer, your PC, you're lugging it around wherever you go, everything. So like your personal PC, your laptop and what we have going on now, it's a, we call it a target that's a little bit more sensitive. It's a more sensitive target to hit to. That's easier for people to play with because most of the hackers have to learn from the computer to start off anything. You want to learn how to make a phone, you need a computer. You want to learn how to make games, you need a computer, whether it's for a console or whatever. But it all starts from the computer level. So, of course, they're going to be easier and better at hacking into your computer than otherwise. So, going on further, on your topic, how would one, if they wanted to transfer, like, okay, I'm seeing these numbers, I want to get some engagement from people who subscribe to me, how would one start making that transition, or should they make it a transition?
It's not an easy question to answer. I'm doing research currently on it, because it's like we're trying to figure out how to do that. So pretty much what we have to do is, one, the company that we go through, MailChimp for the newsletters for her, they don't offer the text message marketing through them.
Yeah.
But they do have like a company that they work with that does it. So we would have to go with that company and create an account with them
using your email again.
Yeah. And then we would, if we decided to do that, then we would have to then like ask all of her subscribers on the email if they would like to, do this. And it's like, so that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. And plus on this too, if you
you still have that 20% open rate.
Exactly. And here's something, just want to throw this out there too, because you can only do it for your people to update, and then like whoever can come on, who knows if they'll ever make the switch. But if you ever gone like to a website and you've already I've already signed for this, why they're asking me this again, that's probably because they've done something like a transition like we're talking about. And now there's probably a couple extra fields that you probably didn't exist before.
Yeah.
And that's because this didn't work.
Well, we had to actually do that when EU changed some of their email and markeing rules and things like that.
Totally scared.
We had to completely send out the GDP, I think is what they called it. Mm-hmm. An email like, okay, if you want to get these still and you're in Europe, you have to sign up this or click this or, whatever. So we had to do that whole thing, and that was fun.
I wanted to do like a full episode on the EU Article 13, now called Article 17, that got passed accidentally.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple people put their votes in wrong.
Ugh.
Enough people that they requested to see if they could change their votes, and they can't change their votes, at least as far as I know, is because EU is changing a whole lot.
It'd be like, can I change my my answer on that test?
Actually, no, I have a feeling that I'm not going to get political, but I can imagine during. I'm just going to put it as vague as I can. During several different elections that have already occurred, and maybe a bunch of those people may have wanted to, after they've seen what had happened, want to change their vote. And that would be nice if everybody could do that.
At that point, you have to become a time traveler. And
Exactly. But yeah, something as silly as that, this big thing about memes and stuff like that, it's definitely been a big change. And a lot of people are probably looking in their marketing and stuff like that, because there's going to be people just literally targeting because, these are affecting a lot of little people.
What's so funny to me is in regards to connecting with people, or whether business, personal, anything like that, we have so many options now, and you would think that would make it easier for us to reach the people that we want to reach for business or personal reasons or whatever. But it's actually harder. I mean, it's marketing wise, from a business perspective. I mean, we have Facebook, a personal Facebook and a business Facebook. We have Twitter. We have Instagram. We have Pinterest, YouTube. Of course, then MailChimp, email marketing, where the books are actually put for her author, the products, the website, we got a blog. I mean, it's just insane.
I remember I was having a conversation with one of my interns way back when. And we was getting about about selling music and making music and stuff like that. And I am not pushing that down. But it's kind of giving like a thought exercise. Let's say you had a platinum, 100% fully platinum Rolls Royce. So if you don't like Rolls Royces, it was a Lamborghini. It was one of the cars. It's definitely out there. How do you sell that for its maximum, for the maximum cost with how you appear now? And, what method would you try? And if you and part of the exercise was just like, it's hard for someone who doesn't have a reputable name to do that. And it's hard for you trying to get your name out there.
Kanye West sold white T-shirts.
Yeah, but people bought them.
Like $300 or something dollars.
It was like $1,000.
Either way, it's like, I mean, damn, I wish I could go sell some white T-shirts.
It's literally by the brand and the name and like saying that you did this thing.
But it's also about reaching people too. I mean, obviously, when you're as big as they are, like that,
Kanye could use it and maybe get a higher than 20%.
All he has to do is probably tweet it out and forget it, like it's done.
Exactly. But for people starting up and like, I'm an honest business, but there's so many people that are sketchy. that you start looking like you're just as sketchy. So even if you have the platinum car, I've sent you an email. I'm going to, even if you try to give it away, like, dude, $300, you can get this vehicle. This is the best thing out there in the world. And people don't look at you and think you're kind of sketchy. Really, though, if you have something as valuable as that, go to like an auction or, an auction dealer or something and be like, hey. Well, I guess I should clarify. You want to get this to your fans, your base. That's where you have to send it. So people that you want. An auction, okay, they know what they're doing. But when you reach out to fans, it's a different task because unless you have like the truly loyal base, then it's just like the auction. Then they'll. Well, the thing is, even with a loyal base, because she has a loyal base. She has a base that's very adamant when a new book releases. But the thing is, getting that info to them when that new book releases. We send out a newsletter. Okay, 20% open it so they don't all see it. And even when they do open it, they don't necessarily click on the links in there. So, okay, we've reached 20% of them at that point. We put it out on Facebook, and we get some. We make Facebook ads, and a couple of them. We do a video ad because that reaches a lot more people than image ads. But a lot of times you get more clicks from the image ad. Anyhow, so then you... Amazon is, where where the books get put out, and so they will, unfortunately, they do not on release day send out a newsletter, but about a week later they'll send one out. so it's like, oh, well, great, but you can get it on BookBub, and they then send it out to their crowd, and and then you get just like. Oh, we put a book trailer on YouTube, and then we put a tweet, or I make a variety of tweets, on that day, because depending on the time, even with Facebook, I had to put multiple tweets and posts, because depending on the time of day, if someone over in Germany is not necessarily looking at their Facebook at the same time as someone in Florida. And so it's like you got to do it multiple times throughout the day, not to annoy people, but to try to reach as many people as possible. And it's just, it's exhausting. No wonder why, you hire people to do this stuff for you, which I'm one of those people. Well, now with that collection of everything you said and bringing us back into the... I probably even missed stuff in there. Yeah, you probably did. But bringing all that back and then bringing this back to email. What if... And this is just, me just trying to solve an actual problem out in the email marketing space. But if all that could be kind of summed up in your email in a way. So in a way, your email is almost a catch-all to kind of put that out there. You send your email, since it's what you're using to, basically subscribe to all these other services in order to do the extra work. How about your email? You send something from your email, and then it does the blast all at once. You organize it all there, one template, one thing. Well, I think the thing that would actually really be helpful is if there was some sort of, not for text messaging, because honestly, I feel like if we do the text messaging thing, which I think we'll probably end up doing that, but I feel like as businesses on a whole, if we get into the text messaging as much as the email, it's just going to become the same problem as the email is now. I think the text messages, they have a place and where they really do work, and there's a lot of places where it doesn't. Yeah. If you watch a game show or I guess what you call it, celebrity dancing, what's it called? So You Think You Can Dance? No, that's another one. Anyway, Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, Dancing with the Stars. You text this number to vote for this person that you just saw. That works. That works really well. You're sitting there, you're watching TV, you pick up your phone, you put your vote in, and you're done. Yeah. It works for that format. Now, let's say that you are, some person who's looking to be elected to a certain position. Yeah, I get all those kind of emails during. Not what you want on your phone, because they're just going to bug the crap out of you. Even if you like the person, you will slowly start hating the person. It's like robocalls. It's the same thing. Like, you're like, oh my God, just leave me alone. Exactly. And all it does is just make that number of engagement lower. And that's where emails are at, is at right now. Yeah, I agree. But I feel like for things like, okay, since the one I'm talking about is an author, I feel like the thing that could really help is if there was a way to create like a pop-up notification or something when you send an email and it pops up for them. We do have that.
Well, I mean,
on Windows and in Mac, you get like a little pop-up notification. Problem with that is 90% of these pop-up notifications gets really annoying, and I just end up just popping them back down and not really engaging with it, whatever. It just, oh, dang it, go back down.
I mean, a lot of the people, they want to know a new book has come out, but, you know, they don't necessarily know that new book has come out. And it drives me nuts that Amazon doesn't send out a book email as soon as the book releases.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is that? Seriously. That happens it's like crazy to me. You know, if something releases, I put a blog post up. It sends out an email immediately to everybody that has subscribed to that blog post, you know, letting them know, hey, new blog post is up.
You're using an infrastructure that's much smaller than Amazon's.
I know. Like, I feel like that's a choice that they made on purpose. And I don't know why, because, you know, that's a huge thing for authors. When their book releases, you know, they want as many people to buy it in the beginning on that first day as possible, because that helps move them up in the ranks, you know, and then get up to those top spots that they're reaching for. And you know, an email from Amazon to the people that have subscribed to that actual author, it seems like a no-brainer to me, you know.
Well, I can say that's definitely like it's on 100% Amazon side to really pick that up. And I don't think Bezos is really focusing on that right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, wrapping this back up, maybe what we can do is maybe we can kind of theorize on what the perfect email system. Let's say there's no Gmail, whatever. Let's say it's ITC mail. It's the A Couple mail system. We are making the best mail system you've ever seen. What would improve? And I'm going to throw out one out there. Engagement. You have to be able to be in your email, and something in your email there will keep you there for at least 10 or 15 minutes. It's not work related. It's entertaining. Most
emails, when you look at it, they look the same. Even if you can change like some colors and things like that, they all kind of look the same. You got, you know, a text message that says stuff, and you've got from who, the text message, and then, you know, whatever in a line, you know, and it's all the same. Yeah. I feel like there should be a way that, you know, like, you know, if you're creating a blog post, you can customize the text. You can put bold or different colors or things like that in a blog post or images or whatever to create engagement, to make them look at it and like, oh, yeah, I want to click that or whatever. Why can't we do that with emails? Like, as a sender to somebody else's email, why can't I be like, hey, I want to put images and all this stuff and whatnot and actually have it go through? Because a lot of times, even if you put it there, it might make it not go through into their email because, you know, you're trying to send a picture and their email won't take pictures or, you know, whatever. So,
well, to that solution, how about like full, you know, I'm going to go into the tech area that's not your side, but full HTML5 access. So that way, and I know there's reasons why that's not done, but hear me out. Full HTML access, when you go to those cool websites that do really cool things, and they're out there, they're not just most people just kind of stick around like the social media markets, but those really cool websites that has animations, music in the background, you move your mouse around, things happen. Those weird scrolling ones, you notice they have the parallax scrolling. But full HTML access in there, and maybe having like YouTube videos or other things, really engagement when you open up some people's email, that will be very powerful and engaging.
Well, you know, I mean, I feel like if we find a way to make emails less so cut and dry, like they're very
90% of your emails, even when it comes from like a lot of professionals.
I mean like the actual, you know, like whether it's Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, whoever it is you have your email through, you know, they all still are it's like an inbox. You open up your mailbox and voila, there's stuff. And like, we're very rudimentary, old school still kind of with the way that is done.
Yeah. You know, you go in there and there's this basically like an Excel spreadsheet of just, or, you know,
like, why can't we make it more, I don't know, more entertaining or more blog-like too. I mean, you could even like do like a Reddit kind of thing where you could see snippets of each email, like a large snippet of it. You know, when you go to Reddit and you're looking at the different topics, you can see snippets of it.
Oh yeah, or guys at Reddit, that's a good idea. Do that. Just create an email,
or make it like. Oh, you could do Twitter and you know, now we have hashtags in our emails, so you can actually group emails by hashtags. And, you know, I mean, just get some of the social media things that we do on social media and
into the emails.
Yeah, you know, and I don't think it would be terribly difficult to do something like that. You know, I mean, you go to Amazon and you're looking at the different products. You see an image of, you know, we'll do books since I've been talking about books. So you see an image of the book cover, and then you see, you know, the title, who the author is, and then a little bit of a snippet, and you see a line of them. Why can't we do something like that for emails? You know, I mean, just things like that. Something that makes it less, you know, business-like. I mean, obviously you will have some that are meant for business-like, you know, and should stay that way, very professional. But why are all of them, even the ones that we use for personal reasons, why are all emails so bland and boring?
And they have the ability to be very different. Now,
they're all so similar to each other. I mean, I have a Yahoo one, I have a Outlook one, and a Gmail one, and I probably have more than that, but they all are very similar to each other.
No, I'm just going to throw out another one at you. So, Instagram. There's a lot of users on Instagram. They all have different pictures, a lot of different people, but for the most part, if you go on Instagram, you go in their profile, the format and everything's the exact same. But let's say if I like someone, follow them or whatever you do on Instagram, I forget how many actions because everybody's a different action now. But if it was an email form and I have the ability for someone who's just, you know, subscribed to me on Instagram, whatever, I should be able to send them, let's say if I do artwork, a tapestry. My email should be like a working motion art or something like that really reflects what I do. Or if I'm I've just been sending pictures up my desk lately, which I'm just very happy about. But I should be able to like, you know, have like a little something that's a little bit different that I can send there that's personalized. That if you sub to me and you sub to artists 5Kio6 whatever, and they send you something, it should look dramatically different because we got our creative minds both working in different pathways. It should look, feel, and represent the sender a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay,
we got that. We didn't solve all the problems. Here's another.
I don't think we would be able to do that in a 30-minute segment.
No, not all the problems. But let's go talk security. So you want to feel safe, and this is probably my last one, just because I don't want to drag this out too long. But security, giving so much access to an email is what I think is why people stay safe, and why every single email thing you sign up to all eventually looks the same. You have the spam folders that go here and there, and giving more access, you know, potentially opens you up to more harm to your computer, especially since most of these computers don't have, 2080i Ti graphics cards running in the back end, so they can open up the same email form, which is why I think a lot of people stick to the basics so everybody can open up the same email. So along that line, why not have something that, you know, is installed on your computer as an email? So you can still go there and see the basic white page if you need to.
I mean, we say things about like security with email, but I mean, you know, you don't think that you're not going to find those same security issues on Facebook? You know, I mean,
very
same
true. Yeah.
Security issues on Twitter or YouTube, or I mean, anywhere we go on the internet. The moment that we put ourselves on the internet, you have the potential of security issues. So, you know, I mean, we have to do what we can to protect ourselves from it. And then the companies need to do what they can to protect us from it. You know, but at the end of the day, if you're putting yourself on there, you know, you just have to try to be careful. You know,
they're similar in a way.
I don't feel like that should stop
innovation.
Yeah.
Like if we want to advance this, I think this is like a call out. Like emails are old. They look old. They feel old. Even your newest email looks and feel old after countless updates. And you're
boring. They're so boring.
Exactly. They do need a little bit more engagement and a little bit closer to like our socialize, what we're actually doing. I like, and I've mentioned many times on the show, and I will not be able to get them on this show until we go uber famous.
I mean, people will spend hours scrolling on Instagram or Pinterest or Facebook.
Hilda Franco is what I was going to say.
Sorry. But the moment that we all go to our emails, we're like, oh my God, click.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, when I'm opening an email, that's work. That's something. It's a task. I'm going there to get out. It's like driving. I'm there to get on the road, to get off the road. That's the point of.
It's like even the emails that aren't work related whatsoever. Those are still feel like work. So how do we make it so that emails no longer feel like work? And the moment that we are able to do that, then you'll probably get a lot more engagement with emails.
I don't want my emails that we send to feel like work. Yeah. They do now. I mean, just because the nature of it and how much power and putting everything into it.
I'm not really sure if we send emails right now.
but our emails do feel like just a task, because there's not much customizing past what you can do on a standard Word document that you're sending like a note or there, like, your average email. You put in there, oh, thank you for this, whatever. And it's nice to get that engagement. But man, if I could just send a GIF or two that won't break your computer and stuff like that, that would be awesome.
If they click on it and they open up your whole email, then that becomes a little more customizable. I mean, I can do a lot of things with the MailChimp.
How much time does it take to do that?
Well, me, a lot. But the thing is getting them to click on it, to click on this boring, script of a text that's one of hundreds of emails. That's the hard part.
Actually, one thing I see,
that's the part that needs to be fixed.
One thing I see now is when you open up emails that do put the effort, because they are out there. Mm-hmm. They are out there, and they're emails, and people, you probably know what I'm talking about. You open up the email and you see X, and these little blocks here with a sign that says, if you open this will be something dangerous to your life and whatever. We will, take your kids away.
Click the show images.
Yeah. And I feel like in a way, we don't have the click show images for most of these other social apps.
Yeah.
And granted, yes, there's a reason for it, but I think in a way, like, it's so old and antiquated that
when I'm scrolling through Facebook, other videos automatically play.
Other places have already figured this out. Yes, we want to be secure, but there's our limiters and things in place. This isn't an impossible task. This is not impossible. Set up a certain standard, or what type of, what can come in, what can't go out, some detection on there. Will there be some risk? Yes. Learn from those. But I do think, have some balls in this, whether they're upper or lower. And I would say be bold. I
feel like our emails are no less secure than Facebook.
Yeah. And I think
yet, people are scrolling on there and clicking on things all the time.
Yeah. And most of these just get ignored anyway. And 90% of the time, you're just signing up for something. We need to train people, have an email system that train people to, whoa, look, this is something good. This is actually eye-catching. I'm actually going to sit here and watch whatever this thing is happening, or I'm really glad I signed up this one. This is actually really cool. Something that happened not too long ago. Maybe long because, time is just weird now that the internet's available. But a recent trailer came out for the Joker I think, was it Joaquin Phoenix? Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin Phoenix, yeah. Very interesting trailer, super good looking. That, I can imagine if I was signing up to see whatever the information for that movie because I'm interested in it and I get an email from that, you're talking about a big name studio, DC Films, are putting something out there. They could put something that's in email form that's super engaging.
Yeah, but their email shows up the same way
as everybody else's.
And that's the thing that drives me nuts. Like, why when I go to my inbox, does everything look the same?
Yeah, if DC Films can't make me open my email to see what they got, and granted, there's probably not much of a reason now, but I call to engagement. We need to have entertaining emails out there.
You want to pause there real quick?
Okay. This one let you know we were all right. We're fine. We had like a little red alert thing. We need to stop for a second.
Yeah,
we're back. Yes.
My fault.
Laura was the red alert. We got to be careful for her. But basically where we were at, we were talking about how to get, email engagement. It's just right now, it's just a drain on life. We already go to work every day. And I think that this may be one of those things that people just kind of went, and has been ignored. And I do think that we do a good job of kind of hitting on topics that I think get ignored too much. And this is one that I think that has potential to be something really awesome. If done right, you could potentially make something that's, I would give 50% engagement, almost as entertaining as going to YouTube or one of your other things, which may sound like a stretch. But if you think about it, you have all the entertaining sites going to that email anyway. If you're using one email, if you're that person, why not have these people wow you? I mean, we got some of the most creative people that you're signed up to go to these individual sites.
Yeah.
Yet they're all centralized around your email anyhow. Your email should be more engagement with all that creativity that's all bound up in there. Yep. You're a subscriber to, I'm going to say PewDiePie. He probably got some crazy stuff for you to watch there. Or I'm trying to think another one that's really creative out there that I've seen.
What about your animator ones that you watch?
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. There is trying to think of her name. There's so many of them. I can't even think of one name. This is how bad it is.
I don't watch them.
I'm thinking like Jack's Films for some reason.
Jaden
Animations. I mean, those guys.
I thought of one. Something about In and Out or something. Yeah,
and and funny story. This one I actually was thinking I need a YouTube name, and I thought about this name, and it was Wait, Let Me Explain, or Let Me Explain Studios.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually thought like there was a channel with the text Let Me Explain. Never happened, but yeah, it exists out there somewhere on the internet. But I had the same idea. But awesome animators. Oh my goodness, if you give them a pen and some time. And it's like, hey, I'm coming out with this new video or something like that. Their template will be awesome, creative. They're the type
Go
ahead.
With AOL, when you used to open up your mail and they used to say, you got mail. Like, why can't we have something like that when you click on an actual email and some kind of like animation pops up that's very specific to that one?
Yeah, I mean, like if you like a custom one from us directly, like we send one and
oh, you're about to enter the couple zone or something,
It was going to be corny. It's going to be corny. I think we're just at the level of this being corny, but it will be something nice and creative and like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's actually them. It's something else. And let's toss the question out for other people who are listening. What would you do if you could just amplify your normal, boring, email you normally send, or maybe yours isn't boring and you have, you want more. If you don't
have a boring email, please let me know. I would love to join.
Send us an email. Let us see your email. Because and you can email us at...
admin@itcouplepodcast.com.
Yes, at admin.itcouple.com. You can email us your very interesting...
You didn't say it at all.
What?
You're like admin.email or whatever. You're like putting dots into there when there aren't any.
Anyway, what she said. Just hit the rewind button and whatever she said was correct. You see, I am not the email marketer.
Should I spell it all out?
Sure, admin. They may not have no idea what an admin is.
Oh, you want me to? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'm just sitting there waiting.
I thought you were like teasing me or something. Okay, I was teasing, but okay. ADMIN, the at symbol, ITCOUPLEPODCAST.com. I don't remember how to spell podcast. I'm like, I got mixed up here.
We're gonna get a whole bunch of crappy emails. You know this. It's gonna be once people think they're really impressive. We're gonna be a bunch of crap.
I'd be happy to actually see some emails that aren't ones that that are pay this bill.
There you go. We So yeah, then make us happy by sending us an email. We'll let you go. We even give you a rating on what you think. How about that? No, they don't want to be rated. They don't like critiques. Never mind. So. As we've gone kind of, I think we've nailed the subject here.
We'll mention the people who actually email us. Right?
Ooh, yes. We'll put them in a form or something. Actually email us your ideas. How about that? How would you like to be represented? Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I hope this was actually engaging, and hopefully has this like stirs some people's minds and like, yeah, I'm actually, because, you know, maybe you're that person who's like looking for engagement, or you're just like, you know what, they're right. My emails are boring. It'll be nice to.
And if you're Google and you want some ideas, call us, and you know we'd be happy to help.
Oh yeah, very interesting conversation, and on another podcast if that ever happens. But that's our time.
Our fee is just $1 million an hour.
Yes. Sure, I have a hard bargain. See, this is why I married this one. She's trying to make sure that we get paid right. Anyway, until next time, everyone. Thank you so much. Take it easy.
See ya.